Fundamentals of Meditation by Lucian Mantra, Pure Form 4 of 4. 31. I prepared to make sure that I didn't travel more than 25% away from the center of the lane. I did this by verifying that the safety margin was 25%. First, I calculated that the side of the lane was 2 meters wide. Second, I calculated that half of the car's width, which was 1 meter, would travel 1 meter towards the edge of the lane, from being 1 meter away from it if there was a safety margin of 25%. 1 meter out of the 4 meter wide lane should be traveled through, from the center of the lane. Third, I calculated that the edge of the car would touch the edge of the lane in this case, which would be acceptable. In this way, I prepared to make sure that I didn't travel more than 25% away from the center of the lane by verifying that the safety margin was 25%. 32. I prepared to define a domain in an area of study in terms of an alphabet. I did this by computing a property in terms of variables about these alphabet letters. First, I counted the first letter, in other words, enumerator. Second, I prepared to count the second enumerator. Third, I repeated this until all the enumerators had been counted. In this way, I prepared to define a domain in an area of study in terms of an alphabet by computing a property in terms of variables about these alphabet letters. 33. I prepared to become a bracener. I did this by earning a grade in the respiratory practical. First, I read the assignment. Second, I read the book and conferred with the doctor. Third, I answered the questions. In this way, I prepared to become a bracener by earning a grade in the respiratory practical. 34. I prepared to take care of pet tadpoles. I did this by filling the tadpole tank with water. First, I filled the jug with water. Second, I began filling the tadpole tank with water. Third, I completed filling the tadpole tank with water. In this way, I prepared to take care of pet tadpoles by filling the tadpole tank with water. 35. I prepared to teach my students all my works. I did this by continuously improving with new content. First, I wrote an examination of the first book. Second, I prepared to write an examination of the next book. Third, I repeated this until I had written an examination of each book. In this way, I prepared to teach my students all my works by continuously improving with new content. 36. I prepared to run my algorithm. I did this by stating that my algorithms were composed of algorithms. First, I wrote what was interesting about the aim of the algorithm. Second, I wrote the child predicates. Third, I wrote the parent predicates. In this way, I prepared to run my algorithm by stating that my algorithms were composed of algorithms. 37. I prepared to keep spirits up. I did this by deflecting blame from, keep compliments for the prince. First, I identified the blaming statement, compliment. Second, I decided to deflect, keep the blaming statement, compliment from, for the prince. Third, I chose not to give the blaming statement, compliment to the prince. In this way, I prepared to keep spirits up by deflecting blame from, keep compliments for the prince. 38. I prepared to pass the individual's meditation session. I did this by liking bracenings by clicking and counting mantra utterances. First, I liked the first 50 bracenings by clicking and counting the first mantra utterance. Second, I prepared to like the next 50 bracenings by clicking and counting the next mantra utterance. Third, I repeated this until I had liked each group of 50 bracenings by clicking and counting 80 mantra utterances per day. In this way, I prepared to pass the individual's meditation session by liking bracenings by clicking and counting mantra utterances. 39. I prepared to make $1 million. I did this by repeating the Lucian mantra for 20 minutes twice per day. First, I repeated the Lucian mantra for the first minute. Second, what I was thinking was found out. Third, I played with Toby sick. In this way, I prepared to make $1 million by repeating the Lucian mantra for 20 minutes twice per day. 40. I prepared to switch off the screen and avoid not having high quality of life. I did this by stating that the idea was turned off like electrons in the spiritual maracas. First, I prepared to come in to shake the maracas on the beat. Second, I shook the maracas on the beat. Third, I finished shaking the maracas. I prepared to switch off the screen and avoid not having high quality of life by stating that the idea was turned off like electrons in the spiritual maracas. 41. I prepared to laugh as yoga for preventing depression. I did this by clicking not to be depressed. First, I held the mouse. Second, I clicked its button. Third, I was not depressed. In this way, I prepared to laugh as yoga for preventing depression by clicking not to be depressed. 42. I prepared to complete my PhD. I did this by verifying the statement in meditation philosophy. First, I wrote the statement. Second, I verified it. Third, I applied the philosophy to different philosophical departments. In this way, I prepared to complete my PhD by verifying the statement in meditation philosophy.